Today we're going to be going over our hydrogen production and cannon setup. What we have here is a power supply that gets connected to the wall outlet with an extension cord, which then can provide 48 volts at 20 amps to this, which we designed ourselves, except for the outside, which we bought. And it can produce around 2 liters of hydrogen an hour. Then that goes through this tube to this balloon, and then when it's full, like it is now, we bring it over to this cannon, which we made ourselves, and it has a high voltage transformer that goes into bolts for a spark gap, and that will fire a projectile into that pile of wood chips, which we watered down so it won't start fire. And here you can see the projectile in the barrel. As you may have just seen, the cannon did not work as expected. So what we are doing is we are making more gas, and this time I can show you what the gas production looks like. Basically, it looks like a bunch of little soap bubbles foaming up, but those are all filled with HHO gas, which is 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. That is because they come out of this water that is in there, which is 2 hydrogens and an oxygen. The difference is we've put energy into the water to separate it into gas. Then that gas goes through this pipe into this balloon where we can store it. And when you give it a spark, it turns back into water, releasing all the energy you put in the first place. And that is generally a lot of energy. And that is why the cannon shot back so far. Here what happened to the previous cannon round. It is no longer intact. So we are not using it, and instead we are just using a few paper towels in there to kind of hold the gas, and then we can still spark it, and there will hopefully be less recoil, and it won't fly back 15 feet like last time. This time the cannon did not fly back as far because we strapped it down better, however there was still a lot of recoil. The balloon really likes to rupture even when we don't use a lot of gas because of all the pressure that can build up. Sadly, I do not have the video of this. However, the projectile ricocheted off the mound of wood chips and hit a tree and broke in half. If you are wondering, this is what the cannon looks like right before we fire it. Make sure to stay tuned because I'm going to be trying to make a homemade CNC machine and possibly make a guided projectile.